What's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of Zyba Games. The date is June 26, 2020, and this is not the normal day that we normally do this podcast.
No, it's not.
You know what? There's a whole lot of different things that are not normal, so we'll get to those in a little bit. But yeah, it's a Friday night, really late. We love your guys' faces just for being here. If you guys want, you can check this podcast out on YouTube, Twitter, Insta, and Facebook. Check all those things for our socials. We have a website, Zyba.Games. I'm gonna blow through this stuff because once we got some good stuff to talk about today.
Yeah, we do.
If you guys want, you can check out we're on Patreon. If you guys want to help support the podcast as we pay for our distribution of the podcast, because that's what we do. Mm-hmm. Also, we're gonna be talking about a bunch of stuff. Games with Gold, Crossfire X Beta, new Game Pass games. Then this is what also is really important. Make sure to shut down. But, we'll get to that. That's not important.
Oh, yeah, we're going to get to that.
Oh, wait, it is important. You know what? I think, anyway, sorry, you got me.
Yeah.
What have you been playing this week?
Okay, I did a few different things this week. So I played our game in the game of the week, which I actually really liked. I need to play it more though. But
yeah.
I played Destiny 2. I played what was it? I downloaded something the other day. What was it? I can't remember. I also played but I didn't get, now that I think about it, I only got because I was out of town. I remember my mother had knee replacement last week. So I took,
what day did we talk on the phone?
When I was gone?
Yeah, when you were driving home.
That was Wednesday. That was Wednesday.
Oh, you came home on Wednesday.
I came home on Wednesday. Yeah, I came home on Wednesday. So I was in Oklahoma for the weekend, mainly full day Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I came back Wednesday. I was there a little bit and came back and spent time with my mom and my brother and my dad. It was really nice. It was really, I haven't seen them since Christmas.
Yeah.
So, because of the quarantine and shutdown and everything, it was just, it's just
the corona.
Yeah, you just don't get out much, and you don't. Yeah. I don't really get out. Like, it was the first time I driven my car, and let me tell you, Texas drivers have not changed. Just it's good to know. It's good to know.
Now they're thinning themselves out though. Right now with the
within a 1 mile stretch, 3 wrecks. 3 wrecks within a 1 mile stretch. So, things are just like they used to be. Yeah, it was awesome. But I made it there and back without incident, and it was really good to see my family. And even though this whole past weekend was so distracting, but
dude, what a week!
What a week! What a weekend! It's crazy. It's really crazy.
So I played some cool games this week. So we did play golf with friends.
Yeah, I saw that actually. Yeah, I saw you guys playing it when I was there. When I was watching you guys.
We tried Warface Breakout. About ripped my hair out. Like, they cannot get that game right. I don't know what's wrong. I want the best for that game. You got me. I literally do. I love that game. But they just can't seem to figure out what to do to fix it, man.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I played some Rocket League this week. Played Destiny 2.
Yep.
Twice this week.
You did.
That's a record. All right. I'm going to probably play it actually tonight. I was thinking, I was like, that game's really fun to play.
I got enough stuff to make a new montage. So.
Jeez, bro. It's because you're slaying out there.
Nah, I don't know about that. But
also, we played Crossfire X Beta. We'll talk about that here in a second. Actually, honestly, you got me. I think we should just go right into the news. We'll knock out like the game news.
Yeah.
And then after we knock out the game news, then we'll talk about the important stuff that happened this week.
Yeah, it sounds good. It sounds like a plan.
And we don't have a lot of game news, so we're gonna kind of blow through this. We're just gonna talk. Actually, let's just talk about Crossfire X Beta, and then we'll talk about Games with Gold. There were some other things that happened, but we have a lot to get to. So if you guys haven't had a chance, Crossfire X Beta started on Monday, which we didn't know. They shadow dropped it on us through the Insider Hub. Yogomi hasn't played it. I don't think you watched us play it though.
Yeah, I watched you guys play it.
So there's a couple different modes, and I think that's what they were kind of they're proud about with this is they created a way so you're playing like regular Crossfire, but then you're also playing this mode where you're playing Call of Duty basically mixed with Battlefield. Like, it's like weirdly in the middle, and I love it. Ooh, somebody just mentioned something in chat that I totally forgot to mention in the news. Oh my goodness. I am a terrible individual. I'll get to that in a second. I'm sorry about that. DJ. Anyways, but it's really fun. Yeah, like I said, it's just a beta. So, but yeah, it's open beta now. Started on Wednesday, and it's been going. I think it goes till Sunday night. It's really fun. I mean, the hit reg actually like makes sense in that game, as opposed to the other game that we play called Warface Breakout.
I was listening to you when you were playing that. You were getting so frustrated with that game.
But we like started and like everything was fine. It was perfect when we started it. And then all of a sudden it just went so south so fast. I was like, Warface Breakdown. Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah, you were getting really frustrated.
Yeah. And so I'm just kind of taking a break on it for now. We might play some maybe tonight or tomorrow. I don't know. I'm sure we'll play Crossfire. Not play the other game. We're not going to do that. But yeah. So that's that. But that's fine. I hope you guys enjoy that game. It's probably going to be free to play when Crossfire actually comes out. I'm assuming it's going to be free to play because they're very big on microtransactions in that game. Mm-hmm. Which is the way Crossfire should have gone out. But, you know, whatever. Selling your game for $20. I mean, I guess you can't expect much when they say $20, right?
True. I mean, these days.
Yeah.
There's some surprises every once in a while, though.
It's
for $20. You know, every once in a while, there's something else.
Minecraft Dungeons.
There you go. Boom.
That was worth way more than $20. Oh, well, I didn't even remember. Man, I am terrible with news. You guys, I'm sorry. I had a rough week. I worked all week. I literally got off work, came home, started writing this. Then I had to go over to my parents' house to grab food. I had to run back. I was all over the place. The new DLC comes out for what's it called? For Minecraft Dungeons.
Oh yeah.
In like a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I'm gonna get it. I haven't played it enough. I need to play it more.
No, it's something jungle. Shoot, I don't know. It's something jungle. Look, I gotta blow through this stuff because we got too much to talk about.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, we could go long. You got me. Are you tired? You feeling good?
I'm good. Yeah, I just had like a.
We could go a long podcast. Let's do it, guys.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna look it up real quick. This is kind of
an important podcast. I mean, they're all important, but there's stuff we got to talk about.
We want you guys. Yeah, we want you to vibe with us on what we're gonna be talking about because it's gonna get. Okay, well, I just saw something about the new update, and now I don't see it. Does anybody see it? It's something jungle update. Freak, dude. Dang, look, and then we got 5. Man, 5, you got to chill out. I got all this news to talk about. You just keep bringing in more things in the chat. Jungle Awakens. There we go.
Yeah.
Jungle Awakens. They're including a whole new dungeon, which means a bunch of new areas. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming that means monsters or different monsters coming, which would be cool. I don't know. It's a fun game. That's pretty much that with that. Another cool thing. Boom. Josh just said it in the chat. You guys, if you didn't know, also, we're live, but we're not live on Mixer. We're live on Twitch. We'll talk about that a little bit. Oh, dear. Bounty of Blood, Borderlands 3 new DLC came out. We talked about that a couple weeks ago.
We did.
I need to get on there.
I haven't played that in a while either. I need to get back on that as well. Really do.
That gun's just fun. Just that game, not gun. Not that gun. I mean, that's the game. The game is guns, right? I mean, that's like the point of it. Like a million different guns. But that game is just like fun to get on. And you're like and kill everything, and you're like, we need to chill. There we go. So also going back real quick to Minecraft Dungeons, if you had the Minecraft Dungeon Hero Edition, which was the $30 edition, you will get access to Jungle Awakens on July 1st. There we go.
Yeah.
Goodness, chat, you're killing me today.
I know.
They just keep bringing in more things that I forgot about. Okay, this was a really big week in gaming.
It was.
Okay. And since we don't have to stop. We could go late tonight. Goodness, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Listen, if you listen to this podcast, I'm a terrible person.
No, we had a pretty. Come on, dude. We had a pretty insane week.
This was probably one of the most stressful weeks in streaming I've ever had. And I have applied for partner before on Mixer. Okay.
It started last Friday, though.
Yeah, last Friday.
It started last Friday.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
We'll get to it. Yeah. Okay. So once we get to the point, you guys that are listening, you'll understand why everything got terrible this week.
Yeah.
So another thing, Crash Bandicoot, Crash 4 got announced. It looked sick. I was like, okay, sold. I'll buy it. Listen, Sticky said, if Crash 4 isn't mentioned, I'm crying and never coming back because it's just madness. You're welcome. Now you have to come back. You don't have a choice. JD's trying to act like we don't know what Xbox Lockhart is.
Hello. We've talked about it.
Have you not been on this podcast before, JD?
Yeah, we've talked about it multiple times.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I really feel like that's a good title, Drusilla. We try to keep it from swearing, but I mean, it's what it was.
We just started. We just started NoEb, so we'll eventually talk about something. But
we did talk about that last week. We talked about EA games going.
We did actually talk
Origin
about
games.
that. Yeah, we did
going over
last time. Yeah.
Another big thing. Okay, so it was Cyberpunk had a couple things happen this week, right? So they had the Cyberpunk, what they call it, Nightwire. Why can't I think of the name of it?
What was that called? Cyberpunk. I just watched something on today on it too.
There you go. Cyberpunk 2077. Night City Wire.
Yeah.
So they talked about what this, what is it called? Goodness, I am so off today. I have all these like notes in my head with no titles. You know what I'm saying? You ever have that happen?
It happens. There's a lot. Yeah. There's a lot going on.
Yeah. Night City Wire. There you go. So it talked about this thing, and I can't remember what it's called. So it's like, imagine going back and watching security footage of things, right? So what you can do, and they showed in the game, is you can go through this like thing, and most of the time I think it's called Brainstorm, something like Brainstorm. Is it called Brainstorm?
Yeah.
I think it is Brainstorm. You're right.
Yeah.
You need a teleprompter. I mean, I have all the notes right here. They're just terrible notes. They're like the worst notes you could ever ask for today. I am. It's Friday night. Normally we do this on Sunday morning, noonish, and that's a lot easier to prepare for. So Yogomi, did you see this Brainstorm stuff?
Yes. I was watching it today actually on YouTube.
Did you see what it was about? So like tell me what you saw, what it was about.
So excuse me, pardon me. So I was looking at it and I don't know how do I explain this. It seemed like it was I don't know, I'm trying to figure out how do I why can't I get I can't think of it. It's like you're recording somebody else, right? Like it's like you're looking at somebody else's thing, but you can live through their
their
experiences or their memories, right? And so like apparently you feel everything, you see everything, you feel stuff. I think you even like you're supposed to like see, smell, and everything. Like you hear the sounds, and I think it's called brain dance or something like that, right? Is that it? It's not Brainstorm. It's brain dance.
Is actually what it's called. Yeah, it's not Brainstorm.
It's brain dance. Yeah. And so like it's like it reminds me of another movie, and I can't remember exactly what it was.
Sathio said Minority Report.
Yeah, but the thing was with Minority Report was
what's the one where he's finding out when he like his memories like opening up because he goes to this like doctor or whatever, and they like pull out memories from him. What
was that?
Oh my gosh. And then like he realizes it, like he opens his mind and he finds out he's like a bad dude. He's like an assassin or whatever.
Oh wait, was that the one? I can't remember. Who was in it? Who was the star? Was it the guy from dang it, why can I the guy from what was
Memento?
The movie? No, Memento was everything went backwards.
I remember there's this, so his wife's trying to tell him that, and there's the coolest takedown I've ever seen in a movie.
Being John
he like
Malkovich, I don't think so.
He like sticks his head up from under a table and his wife comes sliding on her knees and just crotch checks him to the face. Do you know what I'm talking about? You never seen that?
No, I don't think so.
Jack Ryan?
Is she fighting him?
Yeah, they're fighting. Yeah, dude. And his wife's like bad, dude. And she like just crotch checks him while sliding on the table. It's like,
You can't remember who the main actor was?
dude, oh my gosh.
No.
Total Recall. Yes.
Oh, the new Total Recall.
What's up, awesome Twitch, dude?
With Colin, what's his name? Colin Farrell? Is that his name? Wait, what's that guy's name?
Colin Farrell? Is that the right? That sounds like a good name.
Because there's two Total Recalls. There's
I
the one,
like it.
obviously, the old school one with Arnold Schwarzenegger, the original movie, and then there's the new one with Colin. Is it Colin Farrell?
I believe so. Yes,
Colin Farrell. Yeah, he was in the Total Call remake. Yeah.
So yeah. So that's when his brain, he like gets his memories and he like learns his memories. And he's like, holy shit! It's like, oh, I know all this now.
Yeah. It also made me think about since you know that Keanu Reeves is like kind of a player in this game. He was also, I mean, obviously we know about the Matrix and that whole thing, but he was also in a movie a long time ago. I don't know if anybody remembers the movie Johnny Mnemonic, where he could. Yeah, it was a movie called Johnny Mnemonic. It kind of flew on the radar. It wasn't super great, but it was kind of around that whole Matrix kind of vibe. And it was basically, you could use your brain to store data, and you could transfer that data to somewhere else. And so he was basically a carrier to where he would have data stored in his head so nobody could get it. Like it wasn't on paper, it wasn't on a hard drive, it was in his brain, and then he could go somewhere and it would sell it, or he would be the courier, and then they would extract it out of his brain. But then I think where it got risky was they were trying to put way more data in his brain that it could hold. And you should check it out. It's an older movie. It's not like really great, but it's the concept of it is really cool. But it's called Johnny Mnemonic, and it was also he had all this information in his
code.
head.
He's saying too.
Like source code and stuff like that. Yeah, exactly like that. Yeah.
Anyways, what were we talking about? Brain dance.
Brain dance.
Yo, me and Yogomi both are hyped up right now. Can you guys tell? We got caffeine pumping right now.
Yeah,
we're feeling good.
I just had a Starbucks energy drink. I did actually.
We're like. Anyways, hey, Yogomi, I didn't get to tell you this too. I was listening to the last podcast. The audio. Was so clean.
So so I worked on it. I worked on the audio on that one, and I figured I left the settings, so next time I should be able to get the audio like that again, because I was like, dang, this audio sounds good. So it's like I gotta test it out every time. Like each time I get on there, I gotta try something different, and I gotta put a compressor on it, and then EQ it, and then maybe do some like noise reduction. But yeah, I felt like, okay, I think this sounds good. So thanks, man. Glad you noticed.
It was good. So Doe makes a good point in the chat. He says source code is he keeps dying, going back to find out who blew up the train, but it already happened and he's supposed to try to prevent it. So it's kind of like
the movie
that brain,
source code.
Yeah, that brain dance.
Yes.
Yeah, so brain dance is like you take the image, whatever, you go in there right into this thing, and I guess supposedly it's more used for other things to watch and be able to feel and do again. You know what I'm saying? Like adult things, we'll say.
Right.
Like going to work. No. But what? Sorry, I just read something in chat and I can't stop looking at it because it's making me like think about weird things. I don't know why, but anyway. And so it was cool because like when he goes into the brain dance, he like goes in and can like you can move around and like hear things that the original person didn't hear.
Right.
And so you're like solving who shot who. Mm-hmm. Oh man, it was wild. I was like, oh.
It's crazy that's all gonna. I mean, I don't know. I want to keep my expectations low, but at the same time,
I would not keep your expectations. Your low on this.
Yeah, I know, but I want to just so
it's gonna blow your freaking
awesome.
mind.
I know. Dude. I want it to be extra awesome, so I want to think that it's not going to be good.
Bro, so custom genitalia. Okay. First things first. You want to talk about character customization? If they can go that far, imagine what they're going to do with everything else. That's not important though, you know what I mean? But
I mean,
another thing though, so that came out this week, right? Dude, I keep losing like frames. My bitrate keeps like going up and down tonight. It's weird. It's fine. I mean, I'm still live. Twitch is really good at keeping that just going.
yeah. I don't think it shows up when you record it though.
Yeah, you know, it doesn't show up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Titus, you can do a lot of cool things like that. But what was weird about that game too, like, so this week, so they did that, and then also on top of that, people were allowed to, their embargoes were lifted on the people that got to play test the game already.
Right.
Like some of them got 4 hours, some of them got less, but it was just based on how fast you went through the story part. Dude, I was hearing so many things. I was like, no way. Like, just wild. I was like, well, that's cool. Like, so you have your story missions, and then people were like changing the story as they were going.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like you're supposed to go here, fight these guys. People that had played the betas at like E3s and different things were having different things happen this time because they knew what was going to happen.
Oh, okay.
So,
So yeah. I did find that out. Yeah. So that's something else I found out. And I also found out that when you start the game, it may not be the same for everybody. Like when you start, like depending on how your character and how you build your character and everything.
You can pick like your client or something like that too?
Yeah. And your game may actually start out totally different than anybody else as well. So that's kind of cool.
That was crazy.
Yeah. Oh, man. That's really cool.
They were talking about too, they're like just driving through town, like going to the next place they're supposed to go for their mission or whatever. And like, he's just like, he's kind of stops at this intersection and looks over, and there's just like a police shootout happening just over to the side. And he's
really?
like, well, you can engage in it, or you're like, you know what? And you just keep going.
Wow,
Bro,
man.
It looks so wild. I was like,
I guess, I mean, that's probably why they keep pushing it back, because they're just like, this stuff has to work right, you know?
Whoa, what the frick? Welcome to Twitch.
What is that?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I just modded him. Wrong button. My bad.
Gosh,
I deleted it, but you know,
something that we're gonna have to get used to.
Twitch has some weird bots, bro.
Really weird bots. Like,
well, I told you guys about that one. So there's a Twitch bot. You guys, if you don't know, we're on Twitch. We said that already, didn't we? Yeah, cool. We're on Twitch. We'll talk to you guys about it a little bit later. But there's a follower bot that comes in and drops like 500 follows on people. And some people, it'll literally shut down their alert system and it won't work anymore.
Really? Why though?
Because it just overloads it so fast. It's like,
but then you don't still have 500 followers afterwards, do you?
Yeah, you know, you'll have your 500 followers. Yeah, you have them. And they're all just bot accounts.
Why? That's goofy. Is it just
don't use it. Yeah, you guys, you don't need to get fake followers. Trust me, you'll be fine. I promise.
Yeah, somebody came in the stream tonight trying to sell some service about getting pushed to the top of the whatever the directory. And I'm like, I don't want that garbage. If I'm not at the top, then I don't deserve to be
I get
at the top.
DMs for those too. You'll be like,
Yeah,
they're like,
no,
we
he
see
did
that
it
you're
in
at the
chat.
bottom of the Destiny directory.
Yeah, he said it in chat, and I'm like, if I'm not at the top, I don't care. You know what I mean? What's it?
Ooh,
This is not a
Cat's in the
full-time
house.
job. So
Sorry, I just had to point that out.
Hellcat?
Yeah, she just followed me.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, if I'm not at the top, I don't care. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's all good.
So yeah, Cyberpunk was cool. Man, we have so much to talk about. Oh my gosh, bro. I'm like, I want to keep going faster, but I'm like, I love some of this stuff.
Yeah.
And I love that, like, the chat. Like, it's so cool that, like, yeah, we're on Twitch, but it's just like, it feels like home.
Yeah, it does. Because we got all our fam here with us.
So another thing got announced, or not announced, but talked into this week. It's got Avengers happening.
Yes.
Was that today?
Did that come out today?
I think no, not out. Not out. It was the round table was out today.
Oh, okay.
Yo, oof, look good.
Yeah.
Ilkat, hello, how are you?
Is that Ilkat? Hey, Ilkat.
Yeah, so the Avengers roundtable was today. Yo, I don't know, man. Listen, so from what the game is, sounds like, it's gonna be kind of like playing like Diablo-ish. Did you ever play the Marvel's game that we used to play? It was like a over the top. You were kind of like running around like Diablo style.
You mean the one?
What was it?
I got the one on Switch.
Not Ultimate Alliance. It was on. It was on Xbox. It was an online game.
I never played it.
We had like 20 people in an area at one point.
No, I never played that. That sounds fun though.
Me and Cheesehead played a bunch. Josh says he played. I can't remember what game it was called, but it was. So the idea is like your character, right? You pick one of the superheroes. You can get upgraded armor.
Oh, really?
No, not Ultimate Alliance. It was another one. It got shut down because when Disney bought Marvel, they shut it down.
Are you sure it wasn't
Like-
Ultimate Alliance? Or
No, I remember
it's not
Ultimate
the
Alliance.
same?
It was another one.
Oh,
If
okay.
Cheesehead was here, he would be able to tell us because we played it a ton.
Huh.
Like he got me into it. No. DC Universe is DC. I'm talking about Marvel.
He
DC Universe is still
Cheesehead
alive.
actually asked me about it just the other day. He actually asked me about this new Marvel game.
Was it Omega? Dude, maybe I might have it. Let me. All owned games. What?
Let's see.
That was a weird list. I've never seen that list pull up. Something's wrong with my game list. This is weird.
What you mean on Twitch?
On my Xbox, yeah, like nothing's working right. That's weird. Anyways, I don't know what's happening.
How long ago was it
Marvel
that you played?
Heroes. It was when one of the Spider-Man movies come out. I can't remember. It might be Marvel Heroes. I can't remember.
There's Marvel.
So the point of it is they made it into a games as a service. And so from what they're kind of saying is they're going to make this Avengers game be a games as a service.
I see.
So as in you're going to play, they're going to have new updates coming. So if you buy the game too, you get the first years. It was that one, then Marvel Heroes, because it was delisted in 2017 when it was like the Spider-Man movie came out. You got the suit if you bought the movie on the digital movie. You got a special suit, and then Disney bought everything, and then they just a little bit later they shut it down.
It wasn't Superhero
really sad.
Squad, was it?
What's up?
Superhero Squad. It wasn't that.
No, I
was
was
it?
saying Marvel Heroes.
Oh, it was Heroes. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, and then so it looks cool. A lot of people are saying check your expectations.
Okay.
They're saying don't expect a 9 because I mean you got to imagine how hard this really is to make, right? Like
Right.
how many characters are you gonna make, and then how like their whole combat is completely different.
Yeah. True.
And so
That's true.
I heard some other things about it. Like I guess like the first person they were told to, the combat designer was told to work on was Black Widow, because
Oh,
it would be
really?
the hardest to make feel like a superhero.
Oh yeah, because she's not a super. She's just
She's just a baddie.
Yeah, exactly. She
But-
doesn't have any superpowers.
From the Lego Marvels games. The chat was trying to get us to talk about Lockhart. So there was a little bit of Lockhart stuff today, but not a lot.
Yeah.
There's just like we're still just kind of waiting.
we
There was
still
another
haven't
thing
seen
today.
anything.
So there was a dev kit update today in the dev. I think it was this morning actually. There's a dev kit update. What they said in it is like it had some things to help you design games on the next gen consoles. And it was an Xbox dev kit update, XDK update. So Marvel Heroes Omega. Yeah, that sounds more sense. Did you see that, Yogami? Or
Yeah,
no?
I saw
It's okay if you
Omega.
didn't.
I saw that game too. Is that how long ago that was though? Because that was like a while back, wasn't it? Omega was. How long ago was Omega?
They're saying 2017.
Oh! I'm thinking of. Oh, that's right. That's right. You're right.
There was Ultimate Alliance we used to play on like the 360. Ultimate
right.
Alliance 2 was 360, and I think was it OG Xbox we had regular Marvel or Ultimate Alliance. I remember playing that. That was like one of the only games like my whole family that we were like, yes, cool, we're gonna all play this together.
Really?
Yeah, so it's more alluding to the existence of Lockhart, but obviously we still don't know if Lockhart's gonna come out yet.
Yeah.
Based on what the prices, a lot of people are saying based on the prices of what they think that PlayStation puts theirs at is if Xbox will release the Lockhart or not. Because they could just shelve it and wait for later.
Mm-hmm.
And just drop it really low. I mean, I know it exists. I know it exists. It's a real thing. But does Microsoft need to put it out if
At the same time.
if the Series X is the exact same price as the PS5?
Right.
Because I don't think they need to at that point.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to drop a lower box yet.
Not
you can
yet.
just chill. You're like, oh yeah, we don't need to beat them right now because we're gonna beat them because they have better things at launch. At launch, I'm just saying at launch, not in long run. I know PlayStation's gonna have ballers coming out. I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Well, do you know what the Lockhart is? The Lockhart's not just a digital Xbox. It's a lot less than a Series X. It's still gonna have your ray tracing, your DirectX 12.
But
it's gonna have your solid
You don't think it's
state.
gonna be 4K though, right?
But it's not gonna be 4K. It's gonna be 1080
Right.
and then like 60 frames per second. It's gonna up to 120 frames per second. It's gonna ball on it, but
Yeah.
it's not made to be your powerhouse. Like everything looks like an amazing thing. If you think 1440, that would make more sense though. I mean, you know what I mean?
Right. Right. Yep.
It's true. We'll see. We'll see what happens in that. We can talk about the other things later.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this week.
Yeah.
Honestly, the thing is, where do you talk about it this week?
Yeah. Like, where do you
Like-
start? Let's start from the beginning. Let's
So
start
you want to take it back to like last Friday, ish? Is that how far back you want to go, or how far back do you want to go?
Well, I mean, there's so much, but let's start with Friday, when when the crap started to hit the fan, and work our way to Monday. Then once we hit Monday, then we can go history from there, I think.
Yeah. Which elephant in the room do you want to discuss?
Yeah, exactly. So let's start with Friday.
Oh. So
Yeah.
go ahead. You start. You start
So,
for us.
What's really interesting about the people that we're about to talk about is the majority of them, I didn't like their content to begin with, and so I didn't
Yeah.
follow them. And one of the people, I actually unfollowed him last week because I just do not like this guy's content. I'm just like, I enough respect, but I'm out.
Yeah.
So it started with a big YouTuber and Twitch streamer by the name of Say No to Rage. And he got accused of sexual harassment, which he kind of owned up to in a just awful way, because he ended up doing a video where he read an apology that he had typed out, which totally backfired on him, because he said he wrote it out because he wanted to be true and honest, when that just seems completely staged, like, you just get on and say what's in your heart, just say what's in your mind, say what you don't plan it out. Just turn the freaking camera on, turn on your mic, look at people and say what you mean,
Yeah.
So that means he had to have time to think about what he was going to say, and he had to like craft it to make it not sound bad, but he ended up making it sound bad anyway, because he basically used his past experiences as an excuse to be a terrible person, right? So all this bad stuff happened to me, and I've gone to therapy for it. So that's the reason why I was terrible to other people, and that's just not how you apologize. You don't go, hey, I'm sorry, but what happened was, you know what I mean? You don't do that. You just apologize, accept it, take the L and accept it, but he didn't do that. And that just made matters worse for him. That just made it all worse for him. And this is not a bad thing. This is actually a good thing, that after what happened after this, because what happened was now there are ranges, right? There are ranges of how people feel about certain things that people have done. Not everybody that was accused. I don't think all of their crimes are equal. I don't want to. I'm just saying crimes as, because I can think of.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
actions. So you're gonna say their actions.
Their actions.
Poor
I don't
actions.
think.
I don't even know.
Yeah,
There's
I
not
don't
a
think
really
their
good way to say
actions
it.
were all completely equal. I don't think you can all say every single one of these people that got called out are exactly the same.
Yeah.
I think there are ranges of either. It doesn't change the fact that it's bad, right? But for example, somebody got called out for messaging bad stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they didn't actually touch the person. They may have creeped them out, but they didn't
even send
touch
pictures though. Like, it wasn't even like.
Yes, yeah. They text and pictures, didn't touch the person. That while I'm not saying that's good, that's bad. The girl did not ask for those. It's bad. But that's not the same as someone like there were people that were actually accused of rape. Those aren't the same thing. They aren't. Now, the problem is that you can't gauge people's feelings and how they react or respond to things. Something I always say is you're never wrong about how you feel. And the reason why is because you can't control your feelings. So if you feel that way you feel a certain way about something, you're not wrong. It doesn't matter if your understanding of it is wrong. You understand something a certain way, it makes you feel bad or good or whatever. You're not wrong about your feelings. Now, you could step back and you could get into a conversation and go, oh man, you hurt my feelings because you said this about me. And like, no, I wasn't talking about, I was saying this, and then you explain it and they're like, oh, okay, I'm so sorry. I thought you meant this, but you meant that. I'm wrong. But the fact that person felt that way when she or he heard it the first time, she's not wrong about her feelings. So if someone, no matter if it's sending an unsolicited, DP or or touching them in an inappropriate way, you can't gauge how people are going to respond to that, and they're not wrong about how they feel. So someone who gets sent an unsolicited D-pic may think that is just terrible and awful and may be traumatized by it, and that's how they feel.
Yeah.
But I don't think that the crimes are the same. I don't think someone's sending, and especially when they were with that person, they've been with the person and that person didn't touch them. And I'm not talking about anyone particularly just yet.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the same as someone actually raping someone.
Yeah.
And being called out because as we talked earlier, there was someone that full on rape kit and everything. Like this person got accused and everything.
Yeah. I think a large part too is I think everybody got onto this, what do we call it? The cancel culture.
The cancel culture. Yeah.
Everybody got on this vibe where they're like, and then it was it turned into a Me Too movement as well. Mm-hmm. And as the Me Too movement is good, some people were taking things out of context.
And they're taking advantage of it too.
Yeah. They're like, oh, I could ride this train. You're like,
yeah,
oh, here we go.
Because we did see a situation, right? We saw a situation this weekend where somebody got called out. And that person very calmly said, this is all a lie, and here is a link so you can see for yourself. And when you go and you look at that link and you look at the back and forth between these people, it is very difficult to go along with the original story. It is. I'm just being honest. When I read that, I'm like, wait a minute, And I think it's really weird where if something didn't work out or do people go back and go, yeah, that made me feel uncomfortable, I'm going to out this person about it. It's such a fine line to walk, I don't. And so at the same time, I'm a hugger. When I go to cons, I hug everybody. I hug people I see. So now I'm like, well, I better not hug anybody because I don't want anybody to think that I'm touching them. You don't know who
you're hugging, right?
Right, inappropriately. And I'm not making light of the situation because it's very, like I said, you don't know how people are going to respond. So if I hug someone, how do I know? Like Miss April's like when I see Miss April's, she wants a hug. I know Miss April's wants. She talks about in the chat, like, he gives the best hugs, her Tennessee accent, but you know what I mean? Yeah. I know that Miss April's wants a hug when she sees me when I go to PAX or whatever, but I don't know if somebody else might, And I think the worst thing about this is the drinking thing. I think the worst thing is the drinking thing is when people get inebriated and people want to party, and so certain other people see that as an invitation. Oh, hey, all right, she's wasted or he's wasted, I can do whatever I want. Or some people have this idea that, they're getting wasted so they can be comfortable to do whatever I want, being that I've never ever drank, I have no excuse for my actions. Like if I do something wrong,
same.
I'm fully sober. I made the decision. It's all me. Like I can't walk away and be like, well, I had a lot to drink, or, you know. But a lot of people will use, and Drew Sill is right in chat, drinking is the common thread between the majority of these stories.
Almost all of the stories.
Almost all of them. And think about how many people I talked to. I can't count how many people I talked to at PAX that couldn't wait to get wasted. As a matter of fact, and I told you this story, DJ, about one big streamer that I met for the first time. And so just to tell you, this is how weird this is. When I went into his stream for the first time, I followed him and said hello to him, and just, you know how I am, DJ. I give people respect. I try to give everybody a chance, and I try to be courteous because I know that I'm going to see these people at conventions, and I want to, I'm like, hey, if I see him in a convention or her, I want to be able to talk to them and go, hey, remember I was in your chat. So I try to carry on, be respectful. And he actually thought I was trolling him because I was using proper punctuation and proper sentence. He really, I don't know. This is just how I type. Like I type. So then when I finally met him, and we're not going to say the name, but when I finally met him, this was at PAX West 2019. This is actually my first PAX West as a partner. I said, hey, what's going on? You? It's me, Yogomi. And you go, oh.
You?
And he stood there. And the next thing that came out of his mouth was, I kid you not, the next thing that came out of his mouth was, I've been drinking since noon. And it was 8:30 in the evening. So I was like, I wonder if they have any more bacon wrapped shrimp. I was like, I'm out. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So that's the mentality of a lot of people. It's about drinking and getting drunk.
That's true.
And then you get into these situations where, you make decisions. You very well can make decisions that you don't really want to make, Yeah, bacon wrapped shrimp. It was really good, Josh. I'm not going to lie. It was actually really good. But I do think that some drunk people do become targets. I think people see them is drunk and they're like, ooh, that could be.
Somebody that I watched that as a partner on Mixer that I knew was beyond, out of their mind, drunk, gone. Spilled some very NDA stuff too.
I remember that was at East, right?
Yeah, and that person just got partnered.
Yep.
On Twitch with the move over, which we'll get to.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like, wow. Okay, that was a quick one. I was like, I'm gonna regret that one. I was like,
Okay.
No, and that's the thing. Like Josh makes a good point. He's like, I thought these places, aka talking about conventions, were to advertise and sign with companies, not make a fool of yourself. And so much of that thing is you get there and it sounds bad. Like it's not just the content creators that are doing it too, though. Like you see these people that work for the companies. Yeah, everybody's
exactly.
You're just like, I'm like, I don't know if you guys know what you're doing. I was like, I thought this was like a professional thing. I was like, everybody's just out of their mind, wasted.
And here's what's really odd about it. It's almost like they waited for this convention to go wild when you could go out and drink anytime you want. But I guess it's when they get away, they're like, nobody's around. Like maybe my wife or my boyfriend or my girlfriend is not around. I'm not with my kids. I can go buck wild. But you could literally do that anytime you want. But for some reason, they choose the conventions to get crazy, which, you know what? There's nothing wrong with that.
A lot of people probably don't ever get out of their house.
Yeah, that's why it's like sometimes it's good to let it out. You know what I mean? You're right. Sometimes like, oh my gosh, I'm in a new city. I want to party. And there's nothing wrong with partying. There's nothing wrong with it. But I'm again not going to name any names. When I see someone and I look at them and I go, what happened to your legs? And their answer to me is, dude, I drank so much last night. Like this person's legs were shredded, her knees, everything. I was like, what happened? And it all boiled down to drinking, And this was PAX. That was PAX West. PAX West.
I think it was.
Or it might have been
PAX
West.
South.
Or was it West?
Was
I think
it
it was
last
West.
South?
I can't remember. But either way, but so that was her, her doing that to herself with nobody else involved, So if you're putting yourself in a position where you don't even have self-control over yourself, to where you're basically putting yourself in danger, and then you have someone else that's drinking, at some point people have got to reel in the drinking thing. You know what I mean? Like, is your goal to get blitzed out of your head to where you don't even have self-control? And then you're allowing yourself to be a victim. And I'm not saying that sounds super insensitive. That's not what I'm trying to say. It's just, it makes you more of a victim to predators. You know, predators are going to see that you don't have all your faculties, you know, and they're like, you're weak. And they're going to target in on you. And that's because there's terrible people in this world. You know, there's terrible people in this world that, you know, they don't want to do anything with legitimacy. They don't want to ask. They're just like, I'm going to figure out the easy way in where I can just, you know. So.
Yep.
But.
Yeah. So that was Friday. Saturday. Well, really nothing different happened Saturday other than everybody and their dog let out their stories.
Everybody.
And it got wild. I lost a lot of respect for people.
A lot of people. Some I didn't have any respect for in the first place.
But. Well, and it got weird because some of the people that were saying some things, I was like, I kind of lost respect for them because of the way they told their stories. I was like, you put yourself in that situation.
Yeah.
Like,
when you hear the story, you're like, what? You know?
Yeah.
And I'm the kind of person, I'm not really afraid of confrontation. So if I have a problem with someone, I'm going to pull them aside and say either that or I'm just going to avoid them. Like, you know, somebody that I just like avoid like the plague. But if I have a problem with someone, I will, and it's really affecting me, I'm just going to have the talk with them. And Drusilla said it right. It was a lot of dirty laundry. And, you know, because DJ, you know, I've been in a situation where this was turned around on me in a really in a kind of an extreme way.
Yeah.
To where someone basically straight up lied about me for 3 years, and to the point where I had to get a lawyer, and we went to court, and it came back. Let's just say it was all a lie. And everybody that knew my character and knew the person that I was knew that none of this is adding up. And on top of that, it just goes to show you when people become kind of obsessed with you, that what they'll do to keep you into their life, you know, in your life. So I've been a victim of this. And, yeah, and I agree with Drusilla. Putting people on blast is not the right way to handle it. And I think also, and this is just my take on it, I think that if you have a problem with someone, I think it's fine to share, but I think you should address it to them. If you have enough courage to get it and let everybody know, put it out there for the world to know, I think it's fine if you put it out there, but I think you should tell the person to say, hey, look, this happened, and I'm just letting you know that I'm going to put this out there. So we could talk about it, but I'm going to let people know. And I think that people should go to the people that they have the problem with. And I'm not just saying girls, I'm talking guys too. You should go to the person that you have a problem with, talk to them about it, even if you are still going to put it out there. I just think you should. And, you know, think about, unless you just want them to be completely canceled, then just, you know, some people, they just do. They're like, I want this guy to go down in flames. And, and they're just like, but again, let's be honest. Some people deserve to go down in flames. They lit the flames themselves. Let's be completely and totally out there. There's some people that deserve to go down in flames, you know? They got what's coming to them, and it caught up with them. And, but I do think that people need to, I guess because I've never drank, I never understood the idea of I'm going to go out and get wasted. I never understood that. You know, I get that some drinks tastes good and then like it makes you feel relaxed. But some people, their goal is to
When you lose your agency, it's not that they don't understand where the fun is in that anymore.
People get sick. We've seen people who literally hurt themselves that probably have scars left after it. You know what I mean? All because, and I don't understand that, but that's neither here nor there. We can't control what people do. If that's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. But at the same time, you got to think ahead of time the situations that you're going to put yourself in. Forget about the fact that somebody may be a predator. You could hurt yourself. We've seen people physically hurt themselves. We've actually seen someone physically hurt themselves. Hello, PAX West 2018.
We watched a man full sprint into a brick wall.
Split his head open.
Like, when we say full sprint, I mean, this man, his upper body was running faster than his lower body. That's how fast that man was going.
Boy, exactly. Five calls him wall boy. We've seen it.
We called him. He tried to Harry Potter that wall, man. Right. He's like, yo, I got to get to Hogwarts. Smack, dude. And then he probably thought he was in Hogwarts.
Right. And so the next day for him, it's going to be like, I have a concussion. Number one, I drank way too much. I tried to start a fight with some strangers, and now I have a split head.
First he tried to fight us.
He tried to fight. He shoulder checked DJ. He shoulder checks DJ and goes, he goes, and DJ goes, whoa. And he goes, oh, you want to go, bro? You want to go? You want to go? And he goes, I'm trying to find my girlfriend. We're like,
I'm not a little person.
Yeah, and DJ's
I am not somebody you should try to fight.
Right, DJ's like tall. Plus, we had like me and like how many? 5, 6 other people with us. So, and we had Ty Lue. Like Ty Lue's not a small dude, And so,
dude, man.
And we handled it well. DJ and I just looked at each other. We were like, oh, okay.
Is this real life?
Yeah. And we just walked away. We didn't try to start a fight with the guy because he would have lost anyway. But that guy was wasted. And then look what his story is going to be like the next day. Had he not drank that much, he probably wouldn't have done something like that,
And he probably could have found his girlfriend.
He probably would have found his girlfriend.
Just so this, he can't walk drunk is too drunk, man. That guy couldn't walk. But he decided to run.
He tried to run. He couldn't walk and then decided to run.
You ever seen people try to drunk drive? All right. Yeah. Imagine them swerving. Now this man's full sprint.
But he wouldn't put his phone down. So he had his phone up to his so he was off balance because he only had one arm. He was running with one hand up with his phone and one down. So his running was all off. And he his body was leaning forward as he was running, smack dab into a wall, missed the door. The door was right there.
I don't think he was going for the door. I think he was trying to stay on the sidewalk.
Yeah, and he just cut
when he passed the intersection, it was over after that.
He cut into the patio and then bam, right into a wall. Again, we've seen what happens when people drink too much. And that's just one example of a million.
Why don't I record everything at conventions?
Yeah, we got to do that. Oh, man. That was, I'm not kidding, that was the first time that I had seen karma happen that fast. I had never seen karma manifest itself.
Can I tell you a funny story real quick?
Yes.
Okay, so I bought these little things. I should go get one, but oh man. So I bought these things for Allie. Allie just texted me. It says, you can suck a nut. Payback is a freaking bitch, dude. Haha. So I have these little things. I don't remember what they're called. So exploding pop cap, like prank things. So they like fold like a mouse trap. They're little tiny things, and you get those little red caps for like the cap guns, and you put it in there. I hit it. I made it, and I hid it under a water bottle. And so she didn't know I had it. See, there it is. I hate you. That's her right there.
Oh.
I put it under her water bottle, so she went, picked up her water bottle, bam, a big old pop.
Wow.
No, not poppets. You want me to, Allie, bring one in here real quick so we can show. We'll show everybody kind of what it looks like. She probably already set it up somewhere, and that's why she's like thinking right now, like, oh crap, what am I gonna do?
Yeah. They're
really loud. But anyways, yeah. So listen, guys. If you want to drink responsibly.
Drink responsibly.
There's just, and then think with your freaking head, dudes. Stop
Yeah.
thinking with both heads. Or,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to not make it say the way that you need to say it, but don't let testosterone take the advantage of you.
Yeah. You need to keep, like you
Because-
said, you need to keep your agency. You keep your head on your shoulders, keep your thoughts. You should not get so
Yep.
blitzed that you can't make your own decisions well.
Yeah.
That
And I
you
think
end up
socially
making bad
drunk is okay.
decisions.
Right? There's
Yeah.
a social drinking that people do. That's fine. If that's what they want to do, that's what they're going to do.
Or make sure you have someone with you that's going to look out for you. You know, like I'm always the DDD, the designated driver. I'm always the DD every single time. Designated driver. And I'm always looking out for people, you know, but you got to have somebody with you because there are predators out there. There are predators out there that are looking
There are
for those people.
scumbags in the world.
Scumbags. And it doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it right. But at the same time, if you're getting so inebriated that you hurt yourself physically, there's a problem. You know what I mean? That the next day you look like you got in a fight with a bunch of otters, you know, there's a problem. You know? I'm just saying. Like, I'm just saying. You got to get it in check. You know what I mean? Because if you can't control yourself.
I think, oh, go ahead.
I'm just saying people are going to be targeting you. And it doesn't, I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying there are scumbags out there, you know? And the thing is that the only silver lining is they know the person who did it. So they're able to point them out. But what if it was
Well, I
somebody
guess
that
I'm
was
laughing right now that you said fight with otters.
I'm just saying, dude. Otters are cute, but you do not want to. I just seen some National Geographic, so those dudes are mean.
Well, just keep talking. I'm gonna go on YouTube and find a video of otters fighting humans.
No, I'm telling you, man. There's a story I think where these otters attacked this kid or something in the water, but what I was saying was,
Yeah, I found one.
Did you really? What I'm just saying is that what if it's a complete stranger that just disappears and you never know who it was and you can't finger them because you've lost complete control and you can't stop it, you know? That's happened. You know that it's happened. I mean, there's been just in the last few years, we've seen people that have been arrested and caught in an alley. You know, that whole story about that kid that was caught in an alley doing something with some girl that, he didn't even know her, you know? Yeah. So it's not, I'm trying not to sound insistent. I'm not saying anything is right that these guys are doing. I'm just saying that at some point there's got to be some onus on people putting themselves in a position to not even have their own self-control, you know?
Yeah.
And,
well, I think we should talk about the next thing.
Which is Mixer?
Where people didn't have self-control and decided to say something that they shouldn't have said in a meeting where they definitely should have said something.
Yeah.
So, summary where we're at. Just don't be stupid. Use your freaking brains.
Both.
And if something's going to make your brain not work anymore, don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially in a business matter. So that was just Friday, Saturday, and the beginning of Sunday.
Yeah.
And then we just to throw a little bit of stuff on the fire, it got, oh man, all of a sudden. So this guy named Millie. or Milan Lee comes in.
I met him my first time to PAX West, 2008.
I've met him as well. He's a really cool guy.
Really cool dude.
He posts this thing that says Mixer, the Black Experience.
Yeah.
Out of all time, he picked a good time to bring this out because of how the story ends. It gets even wilder, right? So, first of all, he's saying that basically he was hired by. He's talking to somebody. They're basically telling him he was hired because he was black and
they
diversity
said
on the team.
They said because he had street smarts.
Street smart, yeah, street smarts. Like, okay.
He was like, he was like, okay, yeah.
And then he says, well, he's in a staff meeting. Somebody says this analogy. This is not, remember, I'm quoting. This is not me saying this. He says, I'm in between a rock and a hard place. What I mean is all the partners are my slaves. I own their content. I can control their success on our platform.
Yeah.
For me, I am the slave master. I own partners.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the way it was worded, you could say, wait, he wasn't talking about slave, like, you know what I mean? He's not like talking about black people. He's not like, or she, you know, it was a girl. We found out it was a girl in this part. Maybe they're saying, wasn't that? But then it gets a little weirder. Right? The story just keeps going weirder.
Yeah.
So when we refer to slaves, most people in common, what we will say now, when we hear the word slaves, we're talking about, we're referring to slavery in America, right? And he goes, and then he brings it up to her later, and she's like, no, it's not. That's not what I meant. I didn't mean it that way. And then so he takes it to HR. HR says that there's no way she can be racist because she hired you.
Right. But he also said that he pointed out to her that it's proven that that's a bad analogy to use in the workplace. And he had her Google it, and it showed right then and there. It said right there in front of her that it was a bad analogy. When she looked it up, it was proven that it was a bad analogy to use in business. And she was like, whatever, you know. Yeah.
So that spiced up everything. Everything got wild.
Yeah. And I have something to say about that whole thing too anyway, eventually. But yeah, that was crazy. That was just crazy.
So then it's I mean, if you want to go there, I can, like, because I was just going to take it into kind of what everybody else started doing after that.
So go with that. Go ahead with that.
So after that, everybody,
we're going to talk about Mixer eventually. So
yeah, so we're going to go right almost directly to it. It's going to be great. This is going to be fun. So next, everybody is like, what the F? Like, hello? Like, did this happen? They're like, Mixer, we demand answers. And then people started pulling this movement where, like, I'm not going to stream until we have an answer.
Yeah.
Because, like, we're not going to keep giving you money, Microsoft, unless you fix this, or at least tell us what's happening, or tell us who it was. And then we ended up finding out who it was. And so that got very tense.
Super tense.
And
people were kind of guessing who it was, but they were wrong. And then they found out who it was. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So Phil Spencer got in there. Yeah. Phil Spencer responded. He's like, yo, let's have a meeting tomorrow. And so I don't know I didn't see how the meeting actually ended up. I don't never see anything about that. I'm sure I could watch out. But yeah, anyways, I forgot where I was going. You want to add on that part?
Well, I don't know. I really would like to message. I think he follows me on Twitter. I should message him, but I want to know what happened. But I will say this, since we're on the topic of Mixer, well, let's talk about what happened with Mixer, and then I can tell you what that analogy has to do with what my feelings. But anyway, go ahead. Let's go to the next thing. What we discovered. So
then things just kind of got wild. So that was Sunday. In the nighttime, everybody's fired up. It was like, I was like, oh dear, this is gonna get wild. Monday morning, you're like, oh, it's a good day, you know, maybe we can make something happen. And then we go to work. Yeah, we go to work, and I get a couple text messages, and Twitter's blowing up. I'm like, what the frick's
Twitter's
happening?
blowing up. Now think about this. Twitter.
Twitter's like, oh, we're so proud of what our partners have done, but we've decided that we're going to close Microsoft down.
Yeah.
Not Microsoft, Mixer. Sorry, Microsoft is not going to go down ever.
And they said they're partnering, and I'm holding up quotes, partnering with Facebook. Partnering.
Yep.
Yeah. So, where do we begin with this?
All right. I should have. I tried to get Lupo to come in for this because me and Lupo actually talked. I called him today, and we had a really good talk about this. And he like brought up some points, like some different things that I was like, yeah, all right, I can see that. I can see where that's at and stuff. But so they say we're partnering.
Yeah.
Whatever the heck that means. So first, all partners are getting offered from Facebook. This isn't even NDA. Everybody's talking about this, so it's whatever. So Facebook says we'll give you $2,500 if you come stream on our platform for 3 months. And we'll give you instant partner status. That sounds great.
Yeah.
If you don't have any money, but I feel like you're worth more. Most people are worth more than that. I don't think that was very fair, straight up. I don't know. There's so many things we could talk about. Gosh, the directions we could go.
Well, I mean, I have my feelings. I have my feelings about Facebook and
So-
why it was easy for me to make
So you
the
want to talk
decision.
about Facebook first?
Yeah, let's talk about
Okay.
Facebook.
Okay.
So
what Yogomi? Okay, I chose Twitch. Yogomi chose Twitch.
yes.
Why did you not choose Facebook?
So I didn't choose Facebook for many reasons. First of all, and this is actually before I found out later that it wouldn't have worked for me anyway, but I wasn't going to go to Facebook to begin with. And one of the reasons why is because Facebook is super shady. They are so shady with their data collecting and their padding of follows and likes. So I have multiple pages on Facebook. They're just pages. I have a page for my photography and video, but that's not a big deal, right? Like that's not what's hot. I have a page for my DJ Love thing, but that's hot because it's music, it's entertainment. So Facebook will focus on that. Then I have my Yogomi page, which is my nerdy page that I built myself. But I also started a Yogomi gaming page, a Facebook gaming page back after PAX West in 2019. So on my Yogomi page, pretty much from what I've seen, all the likes and follows are real. There are actually a lot of people that I actually know, and some of them I recognize from my streams and stuff like that. But my Yogomi gaming page is, and I'm going to put on the screen the list of the names. It's all people from India. It's all people from India.
Yeah.
When you look at there's never anybody that comments anything. It's just per Indian people. Boom, 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 and then. I'm like, there's no way. There's absolutely no way that all these people from India are into my gaming page. There's absolutely no way, right?
Yeah.
But before that, it was the DJ Love page, and it's all people from Africa. Africa's a continent, so it's different countries in Africa, but it's all people from different countries in Africa. And they say things like,
Well, I mean, I did the same thing. I told you I paid for advertisements for North America for Zyba Games.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to
And
see
you
what
did.
we could get.
You said you were getting all these
I
weird.
literally put money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you can get free advertisements. I paid to get real advertisements. Every single person that followed was from India.
Yeah. And so it looks
Except for like one person.
Right.
I was like,
It seems like the gaming they're having the click farms done in India, and in the music they're having the click farms done in Africa, right? So basically, and this is just my take, and it's very similar to what Drusilla said about other things, but they need to make people who don't care, all they care about is shareholders. That's all they care.
Yeah.
And I know you keep saying close the fiscal, Drusilla, but this happens year round. It doesn't matter what time of the year it is. Year round on my DJ Love page, I'm almost to 10,000 followers, and I don't hardly put anything in. I haven't put any new music out in years, but the follows keep coming in.
I think she's referring to Mixer or Microsoft for the fiscal
for
year.
that. But she also said the other night that it was the same thing, and I don't think it is. This is like year round on Facebook.
I see what you mean.
Year round on Facebook, right? It's just follow after follow of people from and so here's what they do. They leave them comment and they go, they often say, "We hear you loud and clear." And I'm like, "No, you don't. I'm not even DJing. What are you talking about?" And then they'll say something like, "Hey, they'll make a request in a comment." And I'm like, "Do you not understand how this Facebook works?" And so I'm like, so then it occurred to me, like what it is like they have this click farm. And so they're like, you need to click or whatever and make it look like there's viewers and numbers. And so in their head, they're like, oh, it's a DJ. So they're probably responding as to a normal DJ, like, oh, you know what I mean? They probably tell them to put some kind of activity on the page because there's absolutely if they were listening to me, I would see them in my live streams. They would come to my live streams and say, "Hey, we're watching you from Nigeria," or whatever. But they never are.
Yeah.
Or India. Nobody comes to any of my gaming. You know how many all those videos I put up there promoted the Mixer page. I never had any people come in there because, like today, somebody came in from Japan, said, "Hey, I'm watching from Japan," right? Nobody's ever come in and said, "I'm watching from Nigeria." Nobody's ever come in and said, "I'm watching from, I don't know, Bombay," or whatever. Nobody's ever done it. It's because it's all fake. And that's exactly what they're going to do with the partners. The partners are going to go over there and they're just going to pad their pages with fake likes and fake follows. And they're going to get money from shareholders because they're going to go, "Look at all these numbers. Look at the numbers. Look at the stats. Look at the activity. Look at this. Look at these numbers." And you really think that those shareholders are going to go, "How do I know that's a real person? Let me look at their profile." They're not going to do that. You know what I mean? They're not going to do that. They're just like, because let's be honest, it's all about the numbers.
And so one thing too that I noticed a lot of on Facebook, so we kind of talked about too, you don't see game streams. Like
you don't.
You do every once in a while. You're scrolling through and you're like, "Oh, that's cool." And like,
every once in a while.
Cool. But then so I hardly see him, and then Gothalion goes over there, and then all of a sudden everybody I talked to, you saw Gothalion that day.
I saw his page. So that's it. That's the only one I've seen.
So listen, now a partner goes over to Mixer, or goes over to Facebook. Sorry.
Yeah.
And you see it, you're like, "Wow, they're amazing. Look what they're doing for their people." Well, okay, if you bought something for a couple $1 million, are you gonna just let that really nice car sit in the garage and never ever touch it, never do anything, or you want to show it off to people?
Exactly.
So yeah, I mean, some people are telling me they're like, "Oh man, like Goth got 6 million whatever engagements on his thing."
I think he's also a part of like the team.
Now, now he's like big in there. But they paid for hella.
Heck yeah, they did.
Hell advertisements for that man.
Heck yeah, they did.
What's up, Cryptic? And so, it's just, I don't know.
It's all fake. It's all fake. And I try to use Facebook less and less on a personal. Like I don't hardly post any personal stuff anymore. I might comment
I don't post
on
anything. Yeah, I just watch videos of anything on Facebook.
I might make a comment on a friend's thing, but I use Messenger because I'm in some messaging groups. I'm in some guitar groups, so because I like to talk about guitars. Mostly, all I use it for is groups and to update my pages. Like as far as personal stuff anymore, I even changed my profile to show less stuff. I mean, honestly, I could just get rid of it. But I just don't use it anymore. And then you have Instagram, which is connected to it. So that's a whole beast in itself,
Yeah.
But then it came out that Facebook said that on Facebook gaming, you have to be playing a game. You can't be like 7 of 7, who's an amazing artist, and be streaming art. You can't do that. So he has no choice but to go to another platform. So he's not going there. He actually came into the stream tonight. So shout out to 7 of 7. So, there was the worst thing about Mixer about this whole thing is Mixer they gave us the story that we were different, that we were creating something different, that we were special and we were different. And if you really think about it, and it's evident in my stream tonight when I was doing the DJ stream, a lot of people that were already on Twitch, like my friend DJ Octo in Bangkok, a lot of his friends were watching, and they had never experienced that community feel that we brought over. They were like, "Wow, like you guys are like really showing love." Like they had never experienced that because it was something that we cultivated over on Mixer that was different from Twitch. It was very different. It's true. And Junior actually made a good point the other night. We were talking about this. He says that over on Twitch, the bigger streamers treat the chat as its own entity, not like when we stream like we do now. We've learned to try to address individuals, and that's our thing. But, when you're like Aztec Cross or MTash or Glad, you don't see everything that's going on. You could slow it down, but you treat the whole chat as an entity. Basically, if one person said something, it's everybody saying it, and you respond to it as if you're talking to everybody. So what we did create was this new feel, a new sense of community. Like the chats, the shows that I create, the Yogomi Show Me, the YMV TV, those are specifically so the chat can engage with not just me, but each other. It's the whole point of getting people involved to be engaged in the stream and be a part of it, not just watch me do something and have people just scrolling, chatting and scrolling.
Yeah.
So
I'm just getting another soda.
Oh yeah. That's something new that we created, that I think that's something that I did not feel when I first started on Twitch. And that's the reason that I chose to go to Mixer, because I was like, this is a lot better. I mean, this is why we're friends. This is why we're friends. DJ, you came in, you rated me for the first time. In February, first 30 days I was streaming. I didn't know what was going on, but I followed you. We became friends, and I watched how you streamed, and I saw how you talked to people. It was a lot of learning experience for me, and I still didn't. At the same time, I was streaming on Twitch, both at the same time I was streaming. I still didn't see that on Twitch.
One thing too to go into, so Drusilla says on that, actually, I never thought about that. So a lot of these big streamers too, they started streaming with that latency, that 15-second latency. You know how hard, man. I remember trying to go back to that, and I can't keep my mind straight for 2 seconds. You try to give me 15,
yeah.
I was talking about something totally different by the time I got your response. You're like, I don't know what I was talking about. I remember doing that, having to ask the chat. I'm like, what were we talking about? I was like, I have no idea.
But I also, because I was restreaming, I also had latency on both channels.
That's true.
I had latency on both channels because I was using Restream, which didn't allow FTL. So I never had FTL probably the first 6 or 7 months that I was streaming. So it was still, I had the same latency on both. But I still addressed people, and everything. And also the thing that made me leave Twitch was the constant trolling. I got so many racist trolls. It's not that I didn't get them on Mixer, because I got them every once in a while, but it was out of hand on Twitch. But at the main thing was how friendly other streamers were. That was the main thing that made me switch. And again, I didn't get that vibe from Twitch. I didn't get even rated on Twitch until 6 months into streaming, and I only had 40 people, I think, 40 followers. And then you rated me in the first month, and by the time I was 400 followers, still only 40 followers on Twitch, So it was different. We created something different. We created a different vibe, and I think it worked for us. And I think it's cool that we're taking that back over to Twitch, Yeah.
I think too a lot. Well, so we kind of talked about why we chose Twitch. We chose Twitch over Facebook because Twitch is
better.
It's more established and it just works better. There's so many cool tools that we found over here.
Tools.
Now, there's one thing I wanted to talk about though. Are you mad at Microsoft?
I am. Yeah. I'm mad at Microsoft because I posted something the other day. The song "Cry Wolf" was on, and and I always post 11:11 just because I posted that, and I put apropos because they lied. They lied to us. They lied to us. They told us, and we're dedicated to you guys. We're dedicated to your success. And here's where I go back to that whole slave whatever thing. The partner managers, Nobody cared about my success on Twitch. Nobody cared about anything that I was doing. You know what's interesting is the people
Mixer.
I'm sorry,
You said
Mixer.
your success on Twitch.
Yeah, my success on Mixer.
I mean, nobody
Mixer.
cared about your success on Twitch.
Mixer,
either,
yeah. The only person that Pam, there was one, my first Pam talked to me sometimes, but when I would go to the conventions, there was another Pam that like really wanted to work with me and she liked what I was doing. But when I got switched on the team, I never heard from anybody. Nobody cared about my success. Nobody was giving me any kind of tools. Nobody was reaching out to me.
But you weren't. Yeah, you weren't the big
because
dog,
I wasn't
so
the big guy.
They didn't care about it.
Yeah, they don't. And they weren't stopping in. And you know what's interesting? The people that were stopping into my chat, because I did have a lot of staff in chat, but it wasn't Pams. Yeah. It was devs and
Go ahead.
It just wasn't. Nobody really cared about my success. Again, like you said, because I wasn't one of the big guys.
Yeah. So we can I like what Five's saying. So Five, well, I like and I don't, and I want to like explain why I don't see it this way. So he says I lost respect for Phil and disappointed in Microsoft, even if the shutdown was happening, the way it was implemented was very unprofessional, and that's true. So, but let's look at this in two different ways, right? So as a regular person, we're just a consumer, right? Or a streamer or whatever. Like it felt like we were just taken advantage of and everything was dropped.
Yeah.
Right. It was just like, oh, what the hell? Like, what are we supposed to do now?
Right.
Now, I don't want to. They reached out to Facebook, whatever. They gave us an out.
Yeah.
Right. And then they also are giving us double for all payouts for the month, which that's cool. But like, say every single person, collective, whatever, made $1 million, right, on Mixer. Right. That's only $2 million. Do you think a multi-trillion-dollar company is going to even feel that? No, they're like, oh, that's like freaking ripping off a little Band-Aid. You're like, oh shit, I'd already healed.
Yeah.
Like,
they'll see it the next day.
Yeah. And so, but if you look at it as a professional standpoint for them, so they were under fire. They were already probably going to shut down Mixer anyways. The 2% year-over-end growth, like, come on.
Yeah, they weren't growing.
Like, if you're a multi-trillion-dollar company, you're not going to want to keep something alive that's maybe making you like maybe a couple million a month. I mean, like maybe.
And they kept pulling people off of it. They kept pulling devs and everything.
Well, and I think that's because they realized that nothing was happening. Because I mean, even the Ninja thing, they spent all that money on Ninja. 6 months later, nothing changed.
Yeah.
Like it went up because Ninja, and then that was it.
But it's gonna tell you something that both Ninja and Shroud were offered double by Facebook, and they were like, "Nah, son, nah."
Yeah, see, they knew it was up though.
Yeah.
Right. But I think I don't know, pennies on the dollar. You're not wrong. And so, as a business standpoint, they made the right move. Did they do it the right way? Exactly. There's better ways they could have executed it, but with what the situation they were in, and as a PR standpoint, that's way better for them.
But also, you also got to think too is that they were supposed to have a town hall, so we should have known about this way before Monday. So what they did instead was they tweeted it. They kept notice they kept pushing the town hall back.
Yep.
And instead they tweeted it. So this is how messed up that is. They tweeted it so everybody knew about it before we did. Yep. And there are people, IRL friends that I have, and I'm going to talk about this in my video that I make. There are IRL friends that know that I stream, never come to my stream. They never support. They never come to my stream ever. They know that they were messaging me going, "Oh my gosh, I knew you worked so hard in that." I'm like, "Oh, you care now?" Like they knew about it before we were actually in a town hall for them to actually address us, And then the town hall was just a Facebook commercial.
Yep, it was a Facebook commercial.
That's what it was. It was garbage. Now I wasn't misbehaving like a lot of people was. I just listened and then I.
Oh man, it got wild.
Yeah,
dude.
I just closed the window because
everybody's getting mad. We're just watching. We're like, this is fun.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
Were you in there? Were you in there with the partner Discord?
Yeah.
It was like Fs. Everybody was just spamming
and then
F
they moved
in
it to
the chat.
Discord, and then it was Fs in there, and I was just like, wow. They sound upset. I was upset too, but I was at home and with my parents, and I was trying not to put too much attention on it. But after I kept hearing them cut back to Facebook and then like we had Facebook, blah, blah, blah. And they were like going through this bullet. It was clear like they had a PowerPoint that we're going over. I closed the window. Like, I'm out, you know?
Yeah. Well, so yes, so sad saying they should have given the money to Ninja. They shouldn't have given the money to Ninja.
But they
should have gone different ways. And as a business standpoint, that was a good move, right? At first, that's a lot of money. I get that, but they're trying to make power moves. Do you remember the industry when that happened?
Yeah.
Like, it shook, bro.
It really did.
Everything was like,
did.
whoa. What's up, Pokemon? Forget we're on Twitch now.
Exactly. It's like, oh my gosh.
Anyways,
it did, though.
like it shook. Everything was like, everybody was freaking out. Everybody's like, what the heck? Like, oh my gosh, Mixer's real. Mixer's real.
And it made people look like, whoa, give us a second look. Like maybe these guys can do something.
Yeah, I just feel like Mixer should have, they half pushed. You know what I mean? It felt like a half push. It was like you could have dedicated more, and we would.
Oh my gosh! You see what Mainly Chip just put in there?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I've been over it. So Mixer. So obviously, guys. So if you guys don't know, you're listening, whatever. So Mixer is pretty much it's dead July 22nd. Right now, it's pretty much dead. Channel 1 normally sits on an average of like 800 to 1,000 people. It only has 175 viewers on it right now.
Yeah.
And that's like the biggest channel on Mixer, and it just goes around hosting different partners and stuff. But like,
there's usually thousands of people in there.
So,
but remember what happened to my account too, though.
That was weird.
Yeah. So I woke up. What was it? Wednesday? Wednesday. Oh, when I got home, Wednesday or Thursday. Thursday morning. Thursday. I get up. I go to my Mixer account because I had put up a video that repeated, just like everybody else was putting up a thing that said we're going to Twitch. I had a video that was repeating. I was playing DJ mixes and letting it loop. And then I go, and then it resets my login to where it go, hey, I didn't log out. It stops my stream. They stopped my stream, first of all. It resets my login to where when I log in using my same account, same login, it's a brand new Mixer account. But for some reason they kept the Yogomi name in the title. You know what I mean? Like, why would they still have it say Yogomi with numbers behind it? You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, why wouldn't it just be some random name? Why would it be Yogomi? Yeah. Because my login, the email address that I use in the password, there's no Yogomi in it at all. So they knew it was me, but it set me up as a whole brand new account. I had no Sparks. I was level 1. And so I'm still logged in another browser. And when I go to my broadcast dashboard, it asks me to log in again. And I'm not doing it. I'm just going to leave it and leave it set up. Yeah, I'm going to leave it. But they did that. They shut down. And when I kept trying to go live, it wouldn't go live again, you know?
Jeez.
Yeah. So I don't know what that was about. I don't know. Yeah. But, you know, there's some people, some big streamers that we know that did go to Facebook that clearly have some pull. You know, it must be nice. You know, good for them. Yeah. But
and the one thing too, though, like we're mad about everything, but like in the long run, like if we didn't have had Mixer in our lives, I wouldn't know Yogomi. I wouldn't know every single person in the chat. Yeah, I wouldn't have like this family. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everything that I have right here is because of Mixer. Like,
I did say that.
Yes, it's me, but I mean, in reality, like I wasn't able, I wasn't going anywhere on Twitch by myself.
I wasn't either. Right. But
now that I'm pulling in 26 viewers, how much that puts you up in the top? Like, 26 viewers put you in like the top. What we're gonna? I mean, that's not a lot right now. We normally have a lot, but this is a weird time to do this.
Right.
But like, normally, like, you know what I mean, that puts you in you're higher than 50% on Twitch. Most of Twitch is people with 1, 2, 3 viewers.
Right. And the thing too is, like I said that in my chat tonight too. I said,
hello, Miss B. Hello, Rambo. Sorry.
The silver lining is that we did create something pretty amazing, you know, but somebody said it's not the platform, it's the people. And we're the ones that did it. Twitch just let us turn the camera on. Or I mean, Mixer just let us turn the camera on. They didn't give us the tools to do it. We, with our own skills and our our personality. I mean, they gave us obviously tools to turn our cameras on stream. Right. They gave us the platform, but we didn't have a fraction of the tools that we have on Twitch, you know, and we made it happen. So there is a silver lining to it. We were able to come back to Twitch with some ammunition, you know, and a community, our own communities, you know.
Yep.
So,
sure.
Hi, Miss B.
Oh, man.
Miss B.
Well, guys, we just had to get that off our chest.
Yeah, we had to.
Like we said, though, I'm happy to be on Twitch. I don't have a problem with it. Yes, we're now, instead of being small fish in an ocean, now we're like medium-sized fish in the ocean.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, we're not the big fish. I mean, like, we're still getting.
Miss B.
Now listen here. Mark my words, everybody. In 3 months, Yogami will be a big fish in the ocean.
Whatever.
3 months. What's the date?
Today is, what is today?
June 26th.
June 26th.
So what is that? June, July,
What's
August,
up, Rambo?
September 26th.
We'll see. He's still big. Uh-oh. I think we lost something. Hold on. I think we because I got
Ding.
Oh, there we go.
Follow me, whatever you do.
There we go.
Is it back already?
Yeah,
It's
it's something with the stream happened, but yeah.
No, I'm at 0 kilobytes per second right now.
Oh, really? Oh, network error. Are you off stream right now?
It just says 0 kilobytes per second.
Yeah, it says there was a network error. Please try again. But you're still filming, so you're still recording, so we should be fine. But you're not live. But hopefully you can get that back. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not the only one that doesn't see you. But we can keep talking until you go back live.
Stop the stream and restart it.
Yeah, just stop. I mean, as long as you keep it recording, we'll be fine.
It came back.
Oh, there we go.
No, it didn't.
No, it didn't.
No, and then it went away. Anyways.
But yeah, I'm pretty passionate about this whole thing. And there you are. You're back.
Yep.
I'm pretty passionate about this whole thing. And I'm passionate about the content that I create. You know.
All right, we got clips for that, Yogami. So I hope I'll put money on it too. So
all right.
I'm just kidding. I don't know who I put money on it with, but I want to put money on everything. You know me. Come on, let's gamble on this.
I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate your encouragement and your confidence. So thank you.
So, what else do we talk about? I feel like we talked about everything. No, I'm just kidding. We still have the rest of the podcast. So, you guys, let's...
Miss B.
It is great. So, you guys, like we said, we are on Twitch. So, if you guys want, you can find us all on Twitch now. So, it's twitch.DeeJayHerro or TV DeeJayHerro and twitch.tv Yogomi. Like, we're still... It's just not Mixer anymore.
Right.
And let me tell you, other than my random shutouts, which was happening on Mixer too, so it's whatever. But the audio, the everything quality over here looks better, and it's better.
So people said tonight that not only my video looked better, but they said the audio sounded better.
Oh, I was like, what?
Yeah, they were saying that the audio sounded better tonight.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, really?
I didn't know that.
So, cool. And I know that I played Destiny 2 last night, and it looked good. I was like, wow, I've never seen my stream look this good.
Yeah, like it's so from my camera here on OBS to my camera up there. Mm-hmm. Listen, you say except low latency. I'm probably 1 second, maybe 1 second delay right now. Like from what I'm doing to what I'm seeing. So, but what was I gonna say? I just lost what I was gonna say.
Well,
the camera quality. It is dang near perfect, and I am not using even close to the bitrate I was using on Mixer.
Mm-hmm. So Koopa's asking, how does this affect your music sessions? So Koopa, it shouldn't affect anything. The only thing is that I'm not going to be saving the VODs. I won't be saving any of the VODs for any of the music streams.
You need to go clean your clips out too.
You mean on
Twitch?
My clips?
Your clip.
Oh, did people make clips?
Yeah, people take clips of your stream when you go. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
I bet you got. It's just sitting there. It's just one of those things. You're like, oh, that's cool. I'll click that.
Yeah. No. I will definitely I'll make sure I take those up. But like,
so
I'll just do the music streams and not,
Yeah.
If they were going to cut you out live, they would have done it by now. There's tons of DJ streams going on all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm not really worried about it. Yeah.
So I think we good. We good talking about that stuff. We always talk about that stuff every stream anyway. So
yeah, we're good.
Thanks for bearing with us, guys, with all that deep talk.
Yeah.
So some cool things this week. I'm gonna breaking news with Ubisoft. Wait, what? What did I just miss?
What happened?
Well, you heard about the head of Ubisoft, the guy that was in charge of. I can't even think of what it's called. The guy that was in charge of Assassin's Creed Valhalla stepped down.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So he had some things that were, some allegations and things brought up. I guess he ended up having a girlfriend. Well, he was married.
Oh.
And he came up and he's like, I don't want it. It's that Ahmad Ishmael. I want to say, is that what? Yeah, that's who it was. And so, yeah, got caught having a girlfriend while he was married.
I don't have a girlfriend or a wife, so I'm clear. I'm in the clear.
Yeah, you're good. Just don't drink at
oh, yeah, I'll make sure not to drink, yes.
Oh, my goodness. So that was cool. So we have some new things that came out, right? So Games with Gold got announced for July. WRC 8 FIA World Rally Championship, July 1st to the 31st, Xbox One. Dunk Lords, the 16th to the 15th of August on Xbox One. And then your 360 games, we got Saints Row 2, July 1st to the 15th. And Juju, the 16th to the 31st. I did see that. Rambo made a good point. The Infinite, yeah, there was an audio clip. And what is his name again? Atriox? That scared the crap out of me. Atriox was talking in that clip. I don't know if you saw that. Did you see that audio clip, Yogomi?
No, what are you talking about?
You didn't see the Halo Infinite? There was an audio clip that got trended.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
so it was Atriox.
Yes.
He's from Halo Wars 2 and The Banished. So we'll see. He sounds cool. I'm ready for gameplay. Kind of tired of waiting, but I feel like we all are. So there was some new games on Game Pass that also came out this week.
Oh yeah.
One was called Night Call. That was on console on the 24th. You know, I'm not going to refer to things in the past. We're just going to talk about them.
Yeah.
Observation, Streets of Rage. These are all console, and
Streets
The Messenger.
Of Rage or Rogue?
Rogue. Yeah. My bad.
Rogue. Roguelite about play. Yeah. Rogue. Streets of Rogue.
Yeah. Observation also came out on PC.
Yeah.
We don't really need to talk about that. Oh yeah, I saw that file. So let's talk about. No, there's not a date for the Xbox, the July show yet. Let's get. You guys wanna all guess on this? We're not gonna gamble. We're not gonna gamble. I think it's. Wait, didn't I say? I said the 17th is my guess. I think it'll be the 17th. You think the 20th? Ooh, all right. What's up, Loops?
No.
16, 20. Wow, Cooper, just undercutting me, huh? What are we playing? Prices Right over here? You think it'll be a Tuesday? Well, listen. I'm gonna give you guys some dates in July. Okay, check this out. This is what's already happening in July. July 12th, which is, let's go to July real quick. July 12th is a Sunday. That'll be Ubisoft's Forward. On July 14th is the Stadia Connect. I don't know what that's gonna be. My guess is 17th, and that's a Friday. And then the next Monday is the Developer Showcase. So we'll see, huh? I don't know. I'm excited. Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. Are we gonna talk about our game?
Oh yeah, let's talk about the game. So you guys, this week. Okay, well, no, Rambo, we'll talk about it in a little bit. we gotta try to get. Oh, okay. He's saying Crossfire. I like Crossfire. I think it's good. You want to talk about bad hit detection? Go play Breakout, and then you'll realize that you're thinking too hard. So we played this week. We played West of Dead.
West of Dead.
I was actually a little bit. What's the word I want?
Surprised or?
Yeah, because I was not expecting what I got in when I got in there.
I wasn't either. I don't know what I was expecting.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
It feels amazing. The audio is like, you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh. They picked the perfect voice actor for it.
Ron
Oh,
Perlman.
gosh.
Yeah. It was really cool. I need to play it some more because I obviously, we had a lot going on this week and I was traveling. But
Yeah.
I don't think I expected it to be not only to look as good as it did, but
I don't know, who the voice actor is.
it's Ron Perlman.
Oh, there you go. It's Ron
Yeah,
Perlman. Oh,
it's
yes.
Ron Perlman.
Duh. I knew that.
Yeah. But also how it plays, how fluid the game is, how just the movement. It was and it's easier to control. I thought the game was
Chip
really
just
cool.
posted it right there in the chat, guys.
Microsoft. Oh, there we go. Yeah, West of Dead. Yeah.
So it is on Game Pass. Like we said, we try to pick games that are Game Pass. Yeah, we skipped one last week, whatever, but you know what I mean? This one was Game Pass. West of Dead. Go play it.
Yeah, it is really cool. It's really cool.
Just at least give it 15 minutes. If you don't like it after that, it was only 15 minutes, and guess what? You didn't spend any money on it.
Exactly. If you haven't, you should download it and test it out. It's a totally different gameplay. First, I thought it was all going to be one angle, like asymmetrical. So it sort of is kind of asymmetrical, but you can. It reminds me of. Remember when we were playing Nier Automata, and it would change to certain angles. It reminded me of one of those angles that you would move around.
Yeah.
But it's and then like the story is cool, and then I don't want to give it away.
Basically, it takes place in purgatory.
Yeah, but I don't want to give away. But when you move on to what happens so you move on to the next level, that whole thing like scared me. I was like, what the heck?
Yep. So the game is an over-the-top cover shooter.
Yes.
So it's going to be a lot like Wasteland 3 is going to be.
But it's not top down. It's not completely top down.
It's like when you're playing hockey, when you play hockey and you have the up above camera.
Yeah.
Where it's like angled just a little bit.
But it's still 3D. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, it's still 3D, and it's all like cell shaded, and it's all like this. It's the color theme. Like the color theme stays the same throughout the game. Kind of like Void Bastards did.
Yeah.
And it's also
better,
it's
way better than Void Bastards.
It's a Unity game too, by the way.
Like I felt like Void Bastards is like literally they like somebody was holding a stick under the screen and they're like kind of bouncing the characters around.
That is true. I never thought about that. Yeah.
Someone's like, turn left. He's like, okay, my bad.
Sathius, you won't be sorry.
Oh shit.
Trust me, it's a different experience. It's not like any game I've played before. And I like that. I like it when it's different.
Did anybody in the chat, have any of you guys actually got to play that game? If not, let us know what you think about it while we're reading these next things. So,
West of
Yogomi.
Yes.
Graphics.
The graphics were I thought, it's hard to say amazing because it's, you know what I mean? Because they weren't like, you know what I mean? They weren't like super realistic or anything. So I'm going to say great only because they weren't, but it doesn't mean that's not, I'm not trying to discredit. They were great. They were amazing for what the game was, but don't go in there thinking it's going to be, like Horizon Zero Dawn or something like that. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is, but it was good.
Definitely not AAA.
Right. So I definitely give it a great, but again, go just great. I'm gonna start with great.
Yeah.
The story, though, the story was so cool, man.
Yeah, it is such a angle. Like I didn't expect it. I was like, whoa.
Did not expect it at all. Yeah, and I thought the story was amazing. It was just so different. And like you said, Ron Perlman. When it first started, I thought the voice was, what's that guy's name? I
wanted Clint Eastwood. That's all.
No. The guy with the mustache.
Oh, dang it! He's on The Ranch. That's the show we're watching right now called The Ranch.
I think I was thinking of Sam Elliott. I was thinking of Sam Elliott at first. I thought, but then like Sam Elliott has a bit more of a drawl. But Ron Perlman has that. He played. He was the first one to play Hellboy in the movies, so he has that voice.
Sam Elliott. That's who it is. That's who I was thinking.
Yeah, and but when I first heard his voice, I thought it was him. Plus, it's You know, it's like that. The character's sort of like a cowboy-like character, so it kind of seemed like it would have been Sam Elliott. But I looked it up, and it was Ron Perlman, which still great. And I thought the gameplay was just amazing. I'm probably gonna play it tonight.
I don't know what's wrong with my Xbox right now, but like I'm trying to I was looking at Game Pass games, right? This is like it is messed up right now. I don't know what's wrong. It's weird, dude. It's like not seeing my games list. Like nothing's working right.
Oh gosh. Are they getting rid of? Oh man, did they lay everybody off at Xbox too? What's happening?
We're just gonna sell Xbox.
We're throwing Xbox Live over to Facebook gaming. So
I'm your Huckleberry. I'll just turn it off. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah,
Anyways, so sorry. Yes, we love the story. Oh, it was freaking awesome. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Merging Xbox into Facebook. Oh, somebody made a good point. They're saying that so the problem with with xCloud, they're talking about being able to do what Stadia was going to do, right? So say you're watching a stream on YouTube or watching a game someone's playing, and they're like, hey, you can play this game right now with Stadia. Try it out, and you just click the game. It's loaded on your phone, and you're ready to go right then. So now imagine that multi-trillion-dollar company and a huge billion-dollar. I don't know if maybe Facebook hit trillion. I don't know yet. Is it? I don't think it is yet.
I don't know. Who knows? I mean,
so
I don't know if they're
now
trillion.
they're gonna be able to work together. So imagine you're watching a video game stream or a clip or something over on Facebook. You click this button that says "Play now" on Xbox Game Pass. You click it, and then you get to try like a 5-minute demo of it. You're like, wow, this game's awesome. I want to buy it. Boop. Or I want to be on it. I want to buy gold, whatever you do. Boop.
Right.
That's an easy sell with the biggest social media platform in the world. So, I mean, Xbox wants to go big with their games. So we'll see what happens there. I mean,
It really sucks that it's Facebook, though.
I mean, what else would they have used?
Yeah.
Twitter? Like Twitter's stocks are dropping right now. Still.
Yeah.
Like they picked back up a little bit after like the start of the COVID stuff, but like because I've got some stock in Twitter, and then I've been watching it, and I'm like, ugh, I might need to get rid of this soon. Well, Instagram's Facebook.
Yeah. So it's the same thing. So.
Yeah. Syfe went to Facebook like 6-9. No, Syfe went over there because Syfe sell out.
Yeah.
But whatever.
I'm sure he was
also
some money, and he took it.
Yeah. I think his contract also ran out on Mixer, and so left. YouTube is Google. You're correct.
And the thing about me too is I'm just not super great at games. You know what I mean? I'm better at creating other type of content. So I won't ever see anybody offer me any kind of deal. You know what I mean? For gaming, it's just not going to happen for me.
I feel you.
And I knew that from the beginning.
Anyway, sorry. Replayability of that game.
I don't know yet.
That.
So I need to play it more. I'm gonna go play the game. I can't. It's hard for me to say.
I want to play it more.
Yeah, I think it might be a one and done though.
Yeah,
I think it might be. I think you have the story, but I don't know if you saw, but in game, I don't know if it's in Game Pass, but there's another DLC for it.
Yes.
Yeah, I forget the name of it, but there's another DLC for it. So when I finish the story, I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So overall, what would you say this game is?
I would say it was amazing, actually. Average.
I
was not expecting it to be that good.
And it feels bad because we're coming in with like our expectations of these games. Like, and it's definitely affecting how I rate these games.
This is why I want to have. This is why I was
going to say
expectations for Cyberpunk, so it could be extra awesome when I do.
Oh, okay, I get you.
Yeah, that's.
You just want to have your mind absolutely blown. You're
exactly.
Like, whoa.
Exactly.
Oh, you got me.
Yes.
What do you think about for the next game then? I was looking, and I really think we should play Observation. It's a lot like the game that we played. What was? My gosh, Deliver Us the Moon.
Oh, really?
It's like that, but it's way darker.
Really? Observation. All right, let's do it, man.
like it looks like horror almost. Like not horror, but like the adrenaline is a lot more intense.
Really?
And there is other people in the game too. So I'll read you what it says actually, because we actually have it already right here. So it says, observation, a sci-fi thriller uncovering what happened to Dr. Emma Fisher and the crew of her mission. Through the lens of the station's artificial intelligence, Sam, players assume the role of Sam by operating the station's control systems, cameras, and tools to assist Emma in discovering what is happening to the station, the vanished crew, and Sam himself.
Wait, is this the game that I started? No. No, this
So
is a different game.
it says observation. I don't know.
Okay, no, I think this looks similar to a game that I started.
What up, Ludicrous? I don't know. It looked cool. I was watching the trailer and I was like, yeah, I want to try this. I was like, yeah, this looks cool.
And this came out in Microsoft Wednesday in 2000. It's on Xbox 2020. So yeah, this came out 2019. I'm trying to remember what game it was that I downloaded, but yeah, let's do it, man. Let's play it.
Sweet. All right.
And I got a pretty open week. Plus we got.
You
4th
think
of July.
Tacoma? They're saying that's what 5 is saying. Tacoma.
I'm thinking of Tacoma. You're absolutely right, 5. I'm thinking of Tacoma because I think I'd actually talked about it before on another. I started playing Tacoma. Yep. You're absolutely right, 5. That's what I'm thinking about. It's very similar, by the way. Yeah.
Well, guys, I think that actually is all of our show.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, we got our Patreon supporters. Like always, gotta shout them out because thank you guys so much for the love that we get on Patreon. It means a ton to us. We got Dean Master, I'm Nuts for Butts, R56 Koopa, S11, Ms. B, and Danny D. We're gonna have our giveaway. Drawing is in 3 days. So if you wanna win that, you better get in there. It's only $5 like to get the bottom tier. So
Can I say one more thing before we go?
hit me with it.
I know we had some pretty deep discussions about some very sensitive subjects, and I don't want any of my words to get taken out of context or anything. So let it be known that I think that there are scumbags out there. They are out there, and a lot of them got called out this weekend, deservingly got called out this weekend. But I also think that people, you need to take care of yourselves when you are out. You gotta think, and you got to be careful because there are vultures, there are predators, and if you get to a point where you can't take care of yourself and nobody's around to take care of you, who's going to take care of you? You know, you're going to be a target, and you don't want to be a target. And I just want to make it known that the people that got called out this weekend deserved it. Every single one of them. They're scumbags, but those are scumbags. There are scumbags that still haven't got called out, and you got to watch out for them. And so make sure, just try to take care of yourself when you're out drinking and partying, and because they will be hanging out like a vulture, waiting for a time to make their move.
Oh yeah. And listen, if me or Yogomi are at these conventions, just message us in Discord if you need help.
Yes, absolutely.
I'll go out of my way to go kick the shiz out of somebody.
I will put you in an Uber. I will pay for your Uber. You can, you've seen the rooms that I stay in. There's always a couch for somebody to sleep on. So, you could crash at my place, whatever. But we are here for you guys. We're here for everybody's safety. So, yeah. This is why he's called DeeJayHerro.
Bye, Miss B.
Good night, Miss B.
I might have tackled a few people in my life. You know what I'm saying? Hey, real quick, Miss B, if you didn't know this, when you're on Twitch, you hit that little cogwheel next to the chat button, and you can select what color you want your name to be in all chats.
That's true.
Because you're Amazon Prime.
Nice.
Same with Rambo already did it, but I'm just letting her know because she's purple on one and blue on the other, and that's when you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because I have 2 chats open all the time. You guys make sure you our socials, Twitter, Insta, Facebook, the YouTube. Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm not very good looking, but you can look at Yogomi. So
I'm not good looking at all. Let's not even, don't bring it here.
Obviously, this is the only color choice is yellow. I mean, it looks good. Yeah, and then this podcast is everywhere. Remember that? It's everywhere. It's Spotify.
Everywhere.
It's on. I mean, you pretty much name it. I'm pretty sure we've got it there. So.
Thanks, Chuck.
That's it. I think that's it. You guys
All right.
find us on Twitch. We're both on Twitch now.
Yes.
Yay,
We're on Twitch. Yay.
We made it.
Yogomi, we got our names too.
We did.
DeeJayHerro?
I've had mine for a long time. I think you've probably had yours for a while
I had
too.
mine since well, I've actually had mine for years. I just never streamed on it until 2018. So.
Dang. Well,
All right,
there you
guys.
go.
All right, people.
All right, guys. Well, we love you for coming here. The next episode will be recorded weird. It'll be look at the date, the 6th,
Which is a
at
Monday,
night.
right? Yeah, Monday, right?
Yes, late at night again, just like this one. But then after that, we'll be back to normal. But yeah, you guys have a good week. Be smart. If you're gonna drink, just do it.
Just be
do it
careful.
smart, man.
Just be
Make
careful.
good decisions. Make sure you're with the right people.
Yes.
And yeah, we love your faces. Have an amazing week and a happy 4th of July. If you're in America, I guess. So yeah,
Yes.
bye.
Bye.